So, hello everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. I will be really brief from the beginning. So today we are presenting in English. So we do have here audience from all around the Europe, mainly Czech Republic, Slovakia, and the guys from Adriatic region. I won't be presenting today, but still I will introduce myself. My name is Stepan, and I'm working with you guys, with resellers and with MSPs to provide you best possible MSP tool with Acronis. And today I have here two guests from Acronis, Slav Umlanov, Senior Distribution Manager in Acronis, and Svetlin Lordanov, Senior Solution Engineer. And both of them will give us a nice 20 to 25-minute presentation. As for this webinar is being recording. If you guys have any questions during the event, let's put them into chat. I will be really happy to answer them, or Slav or Svetlin will do. And we will be having a Q&A just during the end of this webinar. So with that said, I'm putting a host role to Slav, and he will take over from here.
Hey, Stepan, thanks a lot for the warm introduction. I hope so that you can hear me and you can see me as well. Hello to everyone. As I wrote in the chat, hello from Sofia, Bulgaria. Cloudy Sofia, by the way. Not that snowy as it was in Czech Republic. I remember that last week there was a huge storm in Czech Republic and Central Europe. So yeah, hopefully that you're staying safe at home. Everything is okay. Pushing the last couple of days and weeks to close successfully the quarter. I believe that the majority of the people are looking into this direction, of course, and after that to have great celebrations with our families. With this being said, of course, I would like once again to thank you to Zebra for being such a great partner and distributor of our solutions in Czech Republic and Slovakia. It's all the time pleasure working with the guys. I see that Nebosh is also in the call, Stepan, Aleš, the whole team. Yeah. Well, I'm saying this one because whenever I spoke with Zebra, I see that they have the knowledge. They know what Acronis is. And of course, once they have an overview of the whole their portfolio, you can all the time rely on the perfect recommendation for your business. That's why it's an amazing opportunity being a partner with Zebra and Acronis, of course. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit more about things which may be more interesting in terms of security, because yeah, Acronis is doing great backup. We're doing this one for the past 20 years, and this is the first synonym whenever I meet someone. Hey, what Acronis are doing? Actually, the first question is it a Greek company? Sounds a little bit Greek. No, we're not Greek. We're Swiss Singaporean. But yes, the backup is something which for sure is going to be known from everyone. But talking about security, this is something which I believe it's interesting. We are focused in this direction. In the past couple of years, actually starting from 2017, for those who are using Acronis for the past 6 years, we are doing not just a backup, because nowadays the backup is not sufficient, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about this one in the next couple of slides. As Stepan mentioned, we're going to have a bit more details and overview on the security segment of Acronis, and not only about the platform, about the functionalities, about the general landscape, what is happening with the security segment. So this part is going to be actually starting from now until 10:25. Of course, we're not going to be that sharp. And my recommendation for you is use the chat if you have any kind of questions. Once I finish my panel, I'll try to respond to most of them. And after that, we're going to have the privilege, Svetlin Yordanov, to, of course, to cover the technical part, because yes, I'm a bit more commercial person. Yes, I have some technical knowledge, but I know that you are the people who are going to implement the solution tomorrow, and you need to know how the solution works. You need to understand from where to activate the functionality, from where you can add on top on the backup security, or vice versa, having just the security segment. Of course, we're going to have a Q&A during this session of the past 10 minutes before closing at 11. You can even describe a case where you would like to implement Acronis. Do not hesitate to unmute yourself or to ask questions. Yes, we're talking in English, but you can ask even the question in Czech. So yeah, I think Stepan will be a great translator for this one. And around 11, we're going to close because again, it's a busy period. I just would like to give you some sneak peeks, some interesting information, and after that you can even test it immediately after the meeting. So with this being said, yes, my name is Slav Mlenov. For those of you who don't know me, yes, I'm Senior Distribution Success Manager in Acronis. Already 5 years in Acronis. I used to work with our classic products, with our cloud products. Actually, I saw the transition moving from classic to cloud, something which is happening, I believe, also in Central Europe. And yeah, talking about security, it's something which I'm going to cover in my part. But before everything, I'm 100% sure that every one of us knows how the backup works. But the general concept, of course, the backup, I would like once again to highlight it, that we have the original copy of our data. The golden rule of the backup, of course, again, having a local copy, having a cloud copy. Of course, the cloud is something which all the time can save us in a case where the original or the local copy is destroyed. So with few clicks with our platform, yes, you can restore the backup whenever you wish. There are many functionalities in terms of how to do the backup, how to do the recovery. But this is something, again, which we're doing for the past 20 years. We have more than 300 USA patents, and I guess that this is something which you know already how to do it. That's why I wanted to talk about cybersecurity, about cyber threats on the first line, because having today just the backup, a place from where you can restore the data in a case of disaster like the previous slide, it's not sufficient. Why it's not sufficient? Because in October this year, we're observing more than 4.1 million malicious URLs blocked from our agents. This information actually is coming from our cyber protection operations centers. This is a huge amount of malicious URLs from where you can get encrypted, from where you can get the cyber criminals can get our credentials. We can lose some kind of corporate information, or we can be, of course, under attack of the cyber criminals. On top of this one, 50,000 endpoint malware attacks were detected, again, from our agents. And because nowadays having just a malware detection, I think it's not sufficient. Having something advanced, which is not just applicable for known malware, but also for endpoint detection and response incidents, it's much more valuable. And that's why the amount of EDR incidents is much higher than the known malwares. Actually, as you can see, it's nearly 10 times more the attacks which are not known for the malware engine. And this is actually my message to you. Having just an antivirus with your customers, and this is the message which you can deliver to your customers. Having just an antivirus, having just a malware, yes, this is the first layer of the protection, but you need to have something on top. And why we need to have something on top? AI, this is one of the reasons. Nowadays, everyone is using AI. AI became part of our lives. Everyone has an access to ChatGPT. Everyone can Go there and ask a question. I'm gonna be honest, a couple of times I used ChatGPT for the homework of my kid. It's quite convenient, but this is how I'm using ChatGPT. How are using the people ChatGPT is actually just an example of this slide. And I'm gonna ask you actually this question. Which photo was generated by AI? You can use the chat. By the way, let's say this is number 1, this is number 2, and number 3. And you're going to be surprised which one is the correct answer because, yeah, I see that there are answers in the chat. Okay, 1. Okay, good. All of them. Radovan, good, good. Good try actually because this is the correct answer. All of them are deepfake. And 32% of the users do not recognize AI bots. Again, we're talking about face here. If it's a chatbot, if it's a phishing email, could you imagine how much more developed is this one? And actually, using AI, it's much beyond the phishing emails because the phishing email, by the way, you can try after the meeting. If you go to ChatGPT, you can write, for example, please prepare an email written in Czech, perfectly written in Czech with punctuation, with vocabulary that states that this is my bank and I need to change my password. Just give a try. But the AI is also used for creating very basic malware. This is the first thing. And it's quite scary because even though you don't have the experience, you can go and you can use, okay, not with ChatGPT, but with AI in general, the technology to create very basic malware. So everyone has the access to the technology. Self-adapting malware, this is something which it's a little bit different. It's not attacking you directly. It's adapting to your tools. It's adapting to your daily work. And after that, stealing the information, encrypting the data, and doing, of course, this request to you to encrypt the data. Coming back to the deepfake, we are observing not only, again, faces, videos, but something a little bit more scary. Also, deepfake in terms of voices. For example, you're receiving a message with the exact voice of your boss, of your CEO, who is saying, okay, Slav, please transact this amount of money or go and buy this one or buy merchandise for this partner. Just send the money to this address. Yes, this one is also happening. I'm sharing all those details with you because we need to take a look into this direction that it's not just about the backup. It's about AI, it's about artificial intelligence, and also coming back to ChatGPT, it's a bit even more scary that you can create a PowerShell script. You can see, please write a PowerShell script that encrypts all files on computer when executed. Immediately you can see that this is generated. You can use it for another one, create an example of Word macro with all the details here, or the phishing, as I already mentioned to you. So you can go and ask the same question. Please write an email that pretends to be from Bank A or from Bank, let's say, Czech National Bank, and so on, that asking me to change my password. I'm sharing all those because the ransomware is dead. The ransomware is dead because it's a new reality with long-lived ransomwares, which are super easy to distribute and highly profitable. We have already observation of double extortion. For example, once they encrypt and download your data, they're contacting you, saying that they have your data. They're contacting your customers, saying that they have the data, their data, encrypted because you didn't protect them correctly and with the perfect way. And even triple extortion, contacting authorities, contacting GDPR authorities who can proceed with fines. How they're doing this one? Of course, they're observing the targets. The cyber criminals, they're looking for zero-day vulnerabilities. They're looking for unpatched systems. They know you. They know your customer. They're observing how to adapt different techniques, again, to get into the system. Again, it could be in a stealth mode, not directly encrypting you, But the major focus is having any kind of those attacks here, starting from unpatched workloads, zero-day vulnerabilities. Yes, accidental deletion is something which is more to human-related, to the people-related action. Ransomware, malicious emails, supply chain attacks, cloud attacks, phishings, hardware failures, many attacks which can compromise our systems. And that's why having just a backup, I would say it's not sufficient. It's not going to give you this one, which is going to make you to sleep calm, nice and okay during, for example, the Christmas time, in general, during the year. And here is coming the question, what is the solution? The solution, I'm really happy that the majority of you are already using it, but I would like to remind that Acronis is a single platform, fully integrated with many business aspects here. By the way, you can take a screenshot on this slide, on the next slide as well. They're really interesting ones, I promise to you. But remember the message here. We are going to be your partner, which is combining different set of tools. It doesn't matter if you're talking for business management, if you're talking for backup and DR, you see that our competitors are staying only in this direction. Or if you're going to use Acronis for cybersecurity, we are looking into the platform direction. All the aspects and all the functionalities under a single pane of glass, and you can pick up any of those. Yes, you can use, let's say, the business management part and the backup and DR. For security, maybe you have another solution, but it's up to you if you're looking into consolidation, if you'd like to have lower total cost of ownership. But coming back to the security part, this one here, it's interesting, and yes, you can use it. What you can use exactly? I decided to split this slide in two directions. One of them is mail and collaboration. Talking about mails, of course, we have the backup. We have the backup for M365 and Google Workspace. This one is important, standalone. I can sell only backup for mails, Microsoft 365 and Google. Of course, the functionalities, I have listed them all here. Backups of mail, SharePoint, OneDrive, Teams, granular email recovery, granular files recovery, audit tracking, permissions recovered, the whole configuration and all those. But coming back to the security, the majority of you maybe tried or maybe didn't try the email security of Acronis, but yes, we have it. And actually, this is quite interesting bundle here. Yes, if you have Microsoft customer or Google customer or any kind of mail, everyone has an email, by the way, what I'm talking about. You can protect any email here, not only M365 and Google Workspace. Again, as a standalone solution, you have sets of the most important features which are going to help you against anti-spam, anti-phishing, anti-spoofing, account takeover, signature detection in terms of attachments. You have all those set of features here. You have even scanning of the SharePoint, OneDrive, Teams Drive, and very, very important, human-based security operations center for investigations. We are the only vendor who has this one in terms of mail security. Even Microsoft, they don't have it. Yes, you can sell this one as a standalone solution. Yes, you can sell it to Microsoft 365 seats, to Google Workspace seats, to any mail server, Zimbra, and so on. Svetlana is going to show you how you can implement this one. It's super easy and straightforward. Again, we are not talking only about the backup. We are talking about security for this segment, because the biggest part of the malicious traffic is coming by the emails. Everyone is using email. Time to time, we cannot be that attentive to the information which we're receiving there because we're in a rush. Coming back to the devices. Devices are something which we are focused in the devices. In terms of backup, I think I'm gonna just mention that we have all the functionalities, all the features and everything which which you need on a daily work in terms of backup, starting from backing up physical virtual cloud workstations, the devices in terms of full device backup, granular recovery, backup to NAS, local cloud storage. Czech Republic has a data center. You have this advantage to use the Czech data center as a primary storage location and the location where the management is hosted. And many other features in terms of VM replication, instant spin-up of the virtual machines. This is instant restore. And of course, the off-host data processing. The logical step, once we have backup, is to have disaster recovery. As you can see, backup needed. To have disaster recovery or to get this critical RTO of 15 minutes virtual machine, which is up and running, you can upsell the disaster recovery. Talking about managed services. The managed services is something which, again, you can sell it as a standalone solution. If you like any of our features in terms of patch management on top of the assessment, automated scripting, hardware and software inventory, remote desktop and assistance, if you'd like to remove completely TeamViewer, AnyDesk, and so on, you can use the management as well. I see that there is a question in the chat. I will reply in a couple of seconds. I have just a few more minutes of my presentation. This one could be a standalone solution as well. Advanced management pack to manage the infrastructure of your customers. But coming back to the security and EDR, we have it. And guys from Zebra, I'm gonna use the floor to mention to everyone that starting from 1st of January, there is not going to be any more security, just security. There is going to be only one SKU, security and EDR. Do not be scary. Do not get me wrong. We're not increasing the price for this one. We are decreasing the price for this one. Maybe Stepan, you can add a bit more details after my presentation. The price for security and EDR is going to be the same price as we had before for security. The benefit is that you're getting the EDR part now for the same price. Detection and AI-assisted remediation and response. All the security benefits in terms of exploit prevention, signature-based technology, URL filtering, the ransomware protection, which is part of the core licensing. So yes, this is gonna be a standalone as it is now, and you can sell only security and EDR. For those of you who knows that EDR, having the EDR is one thing, but having a recovery part, it's important. You can combine backup and security and EDR. So you have from the same point, from the same platform, not just detection and response, but also the recovery segment from the backup. You can even extend with disaster recovery, or even you can combine the management for remote assistance. The flexibility is yours. What else I would like to mention here is the upcoming MDR, Managed Detection and Response. The very first point is that this one is going to happen 10th of Q1. The second point is that we are not going to compete with your business. We are going to provide managed detection and response to you, to the partners, so you can provide this one to the customers. And you're going to have two licensings here. One of them is going to be standard, where our team is going to do all the analytics and all the incident investigation, but you should do the recovery and the remediation. The second option is going to be if you don't have teams who can do this one, let's say 3 a.m. on Saturday, our team can do it again for you, the remediation and the recovery as well. So we're not competing with you. You'd like to be your technology partner for the managed detection and response. The XDR is coming a little bit later next year. Last pack on this slide, which again could be standalone. This is the DOP. It's a bit more, how to say it, exotic solution. Some companies, they need to have this by default, by compliance, to have DOP in place, prevention of leakage, especially whenever we talk about sensitive data, data which is quite sensitive in terms of the company, and compliance is in place, of course, like GDPR, for example, HIPAA is for the states, but for the payments is PCI DSS. So you can use this one as well. Wrapping up this slide, I promise to answer all the questions in the chat. You can see that there are many different set of tools, but my advice for you is create bundles. Create bundles, or if let's say your customer does not want to get the bundle, okay, standalone solution, only security and EDR, only email security, only management, only DOP, only backup. You know how to do it. It's up to you. You have the flexibility and the freedom to make it. I promise that this is my last slide because you need to take something after the whole this presentation. This is my general message. Yes, you can sell Acronis without a backup. Remember this one. It's not needed to have a backup to sell Acronis. Option number one, security and EDR for zero-day attacks, advanced persistent threats, incident analysis. Remote assistance, patch management, you can sell only this one. Only email security. By the way, I pointed out just some of the very basic features: anti-spam, anti-phishing, business email compromises, account takeover, and so on. Disaster recovery. Actually, this is, you need the backup here. I need to fix this one, my mistake. And DOP. Again, we provide perfect remote management and monitoring to anti-malware solution, or anything listed above, even without the backup, except the DR. Once again, apologies for this, typo. More endpoints covered, more revenue. And again, once you land on the end customer side, start upselling. You have those packs, you have those features and functionalities there. You can use them. With this being said, I'll close my presentation. I see that it's already 27. We're going to leave 20 minutes, 25 minutes for Svetlin. I see that the chat is running up quite strong. So thanks a lot for all the questions here. I see that, yeah, I see that Svetlin covered most of them. If you wish, let's proceed with the technical presentation from Svetlin now. And in the last 10 minutes, we can keep it as an open session for all your questions. With this being said, Svetlin, back to you. Stepan, I think you need to unmute Svetlin, maybe. Yeah, I see. That's what Svetlin wanted to write. So yeah. Give me him a couple of seconds. I'll use the time to check the chat. Oh, I have to do it. Okay. Let me do it, Svetlin. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I didn't know that. Ask to unmute.
Okay, do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I answered some of the questions in the chat already. So the topic in my technical demonstration will be to show you the things which Slav mentioned. I'm going to show it how it works in the console, starting from the EDR perspective. Slav mentioned that actually anti-malware only is not sufficient. Anti-ransomware only is not sufficient. We need a kind of tool where we can track all of the malicious activities and be able to detect even some suspicious activities which are not necessarily malware, but they are impacting our infrastructure in a malicious way, or they are preparing our infrastructure to be exposed to an attack later. This is the overview of the incidents dashboard. On the right side, you see here a general overview of the detected tactics which have been used by the malware in the detected incidents. And you can see here that actually we are aligned with the MITRE ATT&CK framework and all those tactics which are listed here. When you go into an incident, you have possibility to jump directly to MITRE ATT&CK framework and get more information about it. So let's take one incident and see what we have here. We have a general explanation of that attack. Here we can jump to a certain page in MITRE ATT&CK framework to see what is going on, to get more information about it. This is just the general view of the attack and the attack stages. But the most interesting part is when we jump into the incident and try to investigate it. What you can see here is that in this incident we have about 300 artifacts, about 300 events. Usually in the real life here you can have 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 events. And if you try to explore the graph manually, yes, this is absolutely possible, but it will take you time, and you need to have deep security knowledge so that to go through the graph and to investigate it yourself. In our solution, as Slav mentioned, we use a lot of artificial intelligence and machine learning technology, and this is helping us. On the left part of the screen here you see that actually having used machine learning technology which takes this whole graph and does this interpretation here shortly, in a short and very understandable way. So the machine learning technology is doing this interpretation, showing the attack stages and explaining in natural way, in natural language, what is going on there. So what is happening in the reality? If I step in the shoes of the security administrator, I just come here, I see the graph, I see the events, have a general overview of the events, and I just go on the left side and read those explanations, understand very quickly what is going on, and then I can focus on the exact attack stage to do the right things which are needed to be done on that attack stage, so that to mitigate the incident. Let's see what we have here. So here we have execution technique used. This means a kind of malicious file is being executed. Here, when I clicked on the left side, I immediately was transferred to the exact stage in the process graph. And here I can go to MITRE ATT&CK framework to get more information. It is explained here. I can go to check the reputation of that file to VirusTotal or Google, and I have certain response actions. So I can delete the file here. I can quarantine the file. This is very interesting here to roll back the changes. If this file has changed some registry records or some files, I can easily roll back the changes from here. I can stop the process so that to immediately to stop spreading the malware, and I can do some preventative actions. If you look here, when I go to add to block list, actually I can choose all of the plans which are used in the infrastructure. I can choose one of them, I can choose all of them, and you understand that in this way I'm protecting the entire infrastructure. I see this file on one machine, but then when I come here and click all of the plans and say okay, block it, then it will be blocked within the entire organization. Slav mentioned that actually we have what we have else is to give you an integrated solution, which is aligned not only to MITRE ATT&CK framework, but also to NIST framework. You know about the NIST framework, where you need to, in order to be compliant, you need to have the possibilities to protect before the incident, to protect during the incident, to protect after the incident. And here you see that we have a lot of capabilities. We have the possibility to do investigation by running forensic backup and by running remote desktop connection. But let's go back again to the position of the security operator. What is happening in the reality? We come here in the beginning of the graph on the machine. Then immediately we need to isolate the machine, so that to stop spreading the malware, and we can isolate the machine just by isolating the machine only, or isolate and backup the workload, or isolate and backup and collect forensic data. Then we can connect to that machine via a remote desktop connection. But then when we isolate the workload, then the next thing is to maintain the business continuity. How can we do this? We have several options here. So the first option is to recover from a backup. And now we come to the point how to prepare the infrastructure before the attack. So we need to have backups. Those backups need to be validated, which is possible in Acronis Cyber Protect platform. Also, those backups need to be scanned for malware. We had a question in the chat, how to protect the backups with the immutable storage. Yes, we have immutable storage, but on top of that, we have many more capabilities to protect the backups from being compromised. So we can do automatic validation of the backups. We can do automatic scanning of the backups for malware. And when they are prepared, it is very easy, because we just come here and we select the recovery point and we can recover from the backup. But the more sexy option is to use the disaster recovery cloud, so that to prepare for instant recovery. Slav mentioned about RPO and RTO for 15 minutes. Yes, this is absolutely possible, even less, because when we configure the recovery server, it is ready, it is staying ready in the disaster recovery cloud. And then from here, we can easily start the machine in the disaster recovery cloud. If it is, let's say, domain controller machine, 100 gigs machine, and we are doing the failover from a full backup, actually the machine will power on in less than 2-3 minutes. So very, very quickly we can maintain the business continuity and can transfer the user access to the disaster recovery cloud, to that workload, and then continue to deal with the incident. So coming back to in the beginning of those response actions, you can use also forensic backup. Actually, as you saw here, you can do the forensic backup collection right now when you do the network isolation, but actually the best option is to have it prepared in advance, to have the forensic backup run on a periodic basis with the backups, so that when there is an incident, you can use those forensic backups to see how the things have been moving over a certain time period. Plenty of options to isolate the workload, to remediate right on the spot, then to recover the workload either in the disaster recovery cloud or from the backup, and then to have the possibility to investigate. And at the end, last but not the last point, you can patch the workloads to prevent from further spreading. Here in that incident, actually there was exploit of open vulnerability, so you can patch the machines directly from here, from the EDR console. And all of those things which I showed you are available to be done automatically here to remediate the entire incident. You just come here and you just choose the steps to stop the threats, to quarantine, to roll back the changes, to recover the workload from backup or from the disaster recovery, to add it to the block list, to patch the workload, and finally to change the investigation state to closed. And then when you click remediate, everything is going automatically. So so it is quite you can do it in few seconds. The interesting point here is that in the next releases, in the beginning of the next year, also you can define playbooks, and you can define remediation steps for remediating in an automated way, remediating the incidents, especially when you work in a large organization. This will be very helpful. So do you have any questions so far here about the EDR? Slav, I see here in the chat that there are some questions, but I see that some of them have been answered.
Let's cover most of the questions in the last 10 minutes. From your side, yes, they're covered, but I guess 7 or 8 more minutes from your side would be great to cover also the rest of the security functionalities. And after that, we can come back with the questions, starting from the first one, actually, because they're quite interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so then let's continue with the email security. We have possibility to onboard different services. We have got question about Zimbra. Here you can see that we have possibility to onboard the email security for Microsoft 365 or Google Workspace. If we do Microsoft 365 or Google Workspace, in those two cases, there is no need to change the MX record, but the things are being done through connectors and through routing rules, which are defined in the respective Microsoft 365 tenant. And then the traffic is being rerouted to the advanced email security platform to be scanned and to be delivered back in the respective Microsoft 365 organization or Google Workspace. But if we have another email server, Zimbra or Exchange, on-site Exchange, classic on-site Exchange, we can use this other option here. And then in this case, the MX record needs to be changed. And in this case, all of the entire SMTP traffic is going to the email security platform, is being scanned, and then it is being delivered to the respective email server. What we have here, this is the general dashboard. As you can see here, we have the main classification of the emails which have been processed. If it is clean, then it has been delivered. If it is spam or suspicious, then it is marked as spam and again is being delivered in the local junk folder. And if it is malicious, it is being stopped, and you have plenty of options here to investigate and remediate. So it is stopped when you go here in the exact email. So you have the possibility to see many details. For example, here on the left side, you see all of the reasons why this email has been detected as malicious. You see here the engines which have been powered to detect this email as malicious. And you see here that we have a lot of email, a lot of security engines in our security stack to protect the email traffic. We have policy enforcement check. Then we have anti-spam detection and prevention. Here we use several anti-spam engines. We have threat intelligence, which is combined cloud reputation analysis plus real-time service. We have classic antivirus signatures. We have anti-phishing, business email compromise, which is DKIM and DMARC analysis. The anti-phishing is also powered by anti-phishing techniques, database and also cloud reputation, and also real-time service by the incident response team. Based on that, actually we have the possibility to detect even the file-less threats, even emails which have been designed without any payload, without any exploit inside, but they are designed based on social engineering, based on artificial intelligence, and we can detect those emails as well. At the end, we have code analysis and hardware-assisted platform, which is replacing the traditional sandbox technologies.
Svetlana, we have here one question from Stefan. If I mark, actually it's also in the chat, if I mark something in Outlook as a spam, will Advanced Email Security know that I've marked that and will consider it next time as a spam automatically?
You can do so, but not in the Outlook. You have here the possibility to add allow lists based on domains, based on email addresses, so you can create allow lists. Here, if it is, as I mentioned, it is marked as spam and is being delivered in the junk folder. But if it is malicious, here in the platform, you have the possibility to change the verdict, to mark this email as clean. But changing the verdict is not a preferred way to go for, because there is certain reason behind detecting it as malicious, and also you can use the power of the incident response team. So this is very unique capability of our platform. There is a 24/7 incident response team staying behind the platform, and then you can use it by just request investigation. Here you write, I think this email is clean, and you write why you think so. You send the request, and then you'll get a response from the incident response team, helping you to take a decision what to do with that email. And also here you can send files or URLs for analysis to be further investigated again by the incident response team. And here you have instant connection via chat to the support and also via email. So yeah, there are plenty of other options. Slav, I see that we have 2 more minutes. Do you want me to cover something else? Do you want me to focus on something specific?
I would say let's start with the discussion, and maybe with this discussion we can go into this direction for specific features. I'll start once again with the beginning of the chat. I think you already covered the on-prem email server like Zimbra. This one is already covered, so guys, actually we can show it once again. In terms of message to you, it's not only applicable for cloud-to-cloud solution. You can use it also for other email servers. Yes, there is a need for additional configuration, but it's possible. Maybe Svetlana, if you have the link, you can send the link in the chat. I think it's going to be useful.
Yes, you have instant access here to the documentation center directly from the platform. And if you go here, you see connecting other email server, and this it is explaining step by step how to do it, how to onboard it. So I'm sending it here in the chat.
Yes, please. Yeah, guys, you can save this link. You can bookmark it once we send it in the chat, because yeah, this is the documentation which is helping you to set up the whole the whole service and everything here. Yes, I know that the platform, it's a little bit different in terms of Acronis UI and UX compared to advanced email security, but save the documentation. It can help you a lot. And of course, if you need additional assistance with your first customer, with your first case, yes, we can support you here. Just give us a sign. I mentioned to our colleagues from Zebra that you need our assistance and we can help you. The second thing is, I think Stepan also asked this question in terms of immutable storage. Svetlana, if you can show us where exactly in the platform is the immutable storage configuration. I think this one is also really nice to be seen because we have also the recording. Yeah.
The immutable storage need to be defined from the upper level tenant, and then you can when it is being defined in the
upper level tenant means during the creation of the tenants.
Yes,
right?
Or you can set it up and then you need you can enable it in the customer tenant as well. First you need to enable it in the service provider tenant, which is staying behind here login, and here this is the support access and the immutable storage. Here for that tenant it is enabled, and here you specify the retention period, and there are two modes: governance mode and compliance mode. So once this is enabled here, then the deleted backups will stay for that period. One of the questions here is what is the largest number which we can put here. The largest number is 999, 3 nines, 999.
Yeah. From commercial perspective, to everyone, if you have immutable backups enabled, you're going to be charged for this amount of gigabytes, keep in mind, and those backups. So you need to plan this one as well, and be cautious, not to be surprised once the colleague sent to you the invoice. Expectations for XDR, Svetlin? I see that you replied to this one.
XDR is coming down the road. Actually, at the moment we have the MDR early access program running, and at the end of the February, MDR will be generally available, and we will start immediately the XDR early access program. So you are highly encouraged to participate both in the MDR early access program and then to continue with the XDR early access program, so that to be able to test the solution and to influence and to help to improve it.
Okay. By the way, to everyone who wants to participate in MDR, XDR early access program, please send an email to Stepan or to the team, to the Zebra team, or to your account manager, so we can enable this one for you. I'm moving forward with the questions. We already replied this one in terms of the spam with the Outlook. I see that Stepan sent additional question. There's some more tools how to fortify even local backups, right?
Yes, absolutely. This is very cool functionality. Here you can configure, when you configure the protection plan, actually you can configure this self-protection capability to protect the backups which are stored in the local folders. Here in the antivirus and anti-malware protection, self-protection. When you enable it here, then you can protect the not only to the processes of the software, to the registry records, to the executables and configuration files, but also to the backups which are located in the local folders. And on top of that, as I mentioned, we have plenty of options to assure that the backups have not been modified. So here we have the possibility to do validation. We have the possibility to do scanning the backups for malware. And also we have the possibility to do backup replication, conversion to virtual machine replication. All those things will help you when you design your business continuity plan.
Yeah, thanks, Svetlin. Maybe one question talking about XDR. In the last few releases, Acronis announced the CM connector. Could you show us actually how we can connect Acronis to CM?
The CM connector works. It needs to be enabled on the service provider tenant level, and actually it works with the common events format over syslog to transfer the alerts, all of the alerts here, to transfer all this information to external CM system. We have in the roadmap functionality to transfer more information from the EDR to CM, to external CM solutions, and also to be able to be used in SOAR solution, in security operation and orchestration and administration solutions. This is coming down the road. Currently, we can transfer all of the alerts which are here can be transferred to external SIEM solution. As I mentioned, this needs to be enabled in the service provider tenant. And when you need to enable only for certain customer tenant, then it is good to create a dedicated service provider tenant, to create a customer tenant in it, and then to use this service provider tenant to link it to SIEM, to external SIEM solution. If you have SIEM which is actually, you can see here we have some out of the box integrations, but if you have SIEM solution which is different, so here you see SIEM, log sign, curator. If you have other solution, you can use this Acronis generic SIEM connector, and you can apply to connect with our product management team, so that to help you to integrate your specific solution.
Thanks, Svetlin. In the last few minutes from our webinar, as a technical person, maybe this is a more personal question to you. If you need to choose and if you need to validate a Acronis platform, what do you think are the strongest, let's say, technical points as a technical person from your side, from your perspective?
The very unique things for the EDR especially is the possibility to remediate the workload in the disaster recovery cloud. Actually, the main arguments here are coming from the point that we are using one integrated solution, and the power of that integrated solution brings us a lot of capabilities to remediate by spinning up a machine in the disaster recovery cloud or from the backup, also to use the business continuity functionalities, also to use the remote management and monitoring, all those things there, and a lot more. I'm just so some things are popping up on top of my mind, but in the real life you can use even a lot more functionalities, such as scripting, monitoring, which is also powered by machine learning technology. Actually, this is a great integrated tool.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I see a last question from Stepan, and maybe we need to look for closing. As for now, we have Windows support for EDR. Can we expect Linux and Mac in near future?
Yes, the answer is absolutely yes. It is coming down the road. It will be in the next in the next year. This is one of the most asked question because in one infrastructure, Actually, you have a variety of workloads, not only Windows, but you have also Linux, Mac, and so on. And the answer is yes. It is in the roadmap and it is coming.
Thanks, Svetlin. Well, Stepan, before giving the word to you for closing, from my side, thanks a lot for your time today. I know that it's quite busy period end of the year for every one of you. Thanks a lot spending time with us. We're going to send the recording, the presentation. Zebra team, they're going to make it for you. Whenever you need assistance from our side, send us a message. I think one of the unique things in Acronis is that we have sales and pre-sales available for you. So whenever you need anyone from our side to help you, we are here. And of course, our value-added distributor, Zebra. Stepan, back to you. And thanks to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for a word. Thank you, Slav. Thank you, Svetlin. It was really nice hearing from you. Both great presentation from both of you guys. I think our audience is, let's say, filled with a lot of new informations, and I think we all will benefit from that in upcoming year 2024. So, as being said from Slav, we will provide you with recordings and presentations, and if you have any further questions, let's ask me, Zebra team, or even Svetlin or Slav. It's basically up to you. So we are all in a on the same page here. So as we can wrap this session. And so I would like to thank you. I wish you all nice Christmas, Happy New Year, and let's hear and see each other next year. So until then, thank you again, and have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good day. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.